You know, Aaron Rodgers called it one bad game. And for a guy of his stature who's accomplished everything he has, he can get a mulligan in theory. But this is the first game after spending an entire offseason telling us you didn't want to be in Green Bay. And guess what? You kind of played like a guy that wasn't engaged. How about the jump pass that he threw for an interception? That's something a rookie does, not Aaron Rodgers. So, yes, you're not going to completely panic after one game, but considering he didn't want to be there all offseason, he kind of played like that yesterday.
Kevin Blackstone.
Yeah, it almost looked like that was planned, right? Just to rub his thumb in the eyes of the fans.
You don't really mean that, Kevin.
No, I don't really believe that. I'm just saying it looked like that. I'm going to take it as a one-off. But as bad as Aaron Rodgers played, let me just say that the defense may have been even worse. And it was overlooked the other day that the Green Bay Packers hired for their defensive coordinator, Joe Barry, who in 2 stops in Detroit had the worst defense in the league, and in a couple of years here in Washington had one of the worst defenses in the league. I don't know how that guy got a job, and I don't know what kind of defense that was he put together. But combined with their offensive struggles yesterday, it made for a putrid Green Bay Packers start.
Emily Kaplan, what did you see from Rodgers? What did you see from the Packers?
What I saw from Rodgers was that he looked like a guy who wore a fedora all offseason and played Taylor Swift songs on his ukulele. If he had thrown every single pass into the ground, he would have had a better QBR than he had in this game. He talked a whole offseason about wanting more say and wanting more respect. Well, he didn't deserve it with the way that he played in this game. Meanwhile, Jameis Winston humbled himself to get to this point as a starter. He had to adapt. He had 148 passing yards, 55 of them on one play, 0 interceptions. And I think the juxtaposition between those two guys, the way they showed how they felt about their current situation was just so stark.
Tim Kalishaw.
Even if he was playing last great American dynasty and he thinks he's part of that in Green Bay, here's the problem. Next gen stats, thank you for this. On plays where he had 2.5 seconds to throw, 4 for 15, 2 interceptions. Wow. Worst of his career since that stat has been kept. When you spend your offseason doing what he did, you are open to criticism when you play like that.
That's right.
Frank, do you believe in the Jameis Winston makeover now after seeing it in the flesh? 5 touchdowns and 148 yards. It's an incomprehensible line. It doesn't really compute.
Yeah, I think it's a credit to him to put the work in. Also, Sean Payton and that coaching staff, that organization, where Jameis Winston basically went back to school last year. And they were thinking, you know what, we have a ready-made guy that if we could fine-tune some things, he's only 27 years old. You know that yesterday he had 2 touchdown drives, back-to-back touchdown drives of 15 plays. That hasn't happened for years in the NFL. So, and here's the key stat. You mentioned it, Tony. The 5 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. That has always been his Achilles heel. He played smart, mistake-free football. Give him a lot of credit, but give the Saints credit.
KB, I'm going to give you credit. You've been bullish on Jameis Winston all along, the LASIK surgery and everything. What specifically did you see yesterday?
Well, I think he adds another dimension to a New Orleans Saints offense without Drew Brees. I mean, I'm not going to compare him to Drew Brees. I'm not going to say this is the greatest show on turf, but I will say this. Drew Brees hits you underneath, right? But Jameis is he's a big game hunter, deep ball thrower. And now all of a sudden you've got that combined with Alvin Kamara coming out of the background, out of the backfield. And what do you do as a defense? How do you guard it now? If you bunch it up, he's going over your head. If you back up, Alvin Kamara is going to run crazy underneath.
And this is an offense.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.